Hello everybody, Kevin from Stickers on the Window blog. It's been far too long actually. Been about a month and a half, maybe closer to 2 months since my last video, and it was the first video pertaining to the review I wanted to do on the brand Fat Gripz. If you see that video or go back and read that blog and watch that, you'll know the story that I reached out to Fat Gripz and befriended a super nice guy, Cameron. Cameron sent me the 3 different versions, one original and the extremes, and I was going to do a review on each and every one of them. Everybody under the shingles in my house got hit with the flu this year, some of us twice. I have a daughter graduating high school and commitments with that. I have a t-ball team I coach twice a week. And on top of all that, I'm steaming through some physical therapy with 2 tears in my right shoulder's labrum. So these last couple of months have been just completely upside down at our house. But I've always had in the back of my mind when I get my feet under me that I wanted to finish up and do these reviews because I was super excited to get back to the gym and get going with this. So like I said, I've been doing 2 days a week physical therapy. We were going to do 7 weeks of that, and then I was going to meet with my surgeon again to see if we were going to operate on the shoulder. During physical therapy, the shoulder started getting better. Strength in the shoulder started coming back, a lot less pain at night when I sleep. Range of movement started coming back. But one of the issues I was having is a backstory of mine is about 3.5 years ago, I dislocated my right elbow at the place of work that I was at that time. And during putting that all back together in physical therapy and everything that comes with it, my surgeon diagnosed me with ulnar nerve entrapment on that elbow. So what happens is if I hold a cell phone for any amount of time, if I hold my hand in any position for a grip position for any amount of time, much more than 20 or 30 seconds, I lose all feeling and use of my little finger and my ring finger. So the shoulder, fortunately, started coming around. I was super happy with that. But during the PT, I was losing half my hand. And my hands aren't very strong to begin with. So I told my therapist that, and she's also familiar that I'm a CMT patient and I have the hereditary neuropathy, my hand issues. And I told her that I wanted to try something different. And she basically told me, she's a sweetheart, she told me that anything below the elbow that I wanted to try then and there, she had no issues with. I'm sorry, shoulder. She had no issues with. Her job was to fix my shoulder. So the next time I went, I took the number 1s with me, the smallest ones. And truthfully, I was actually struggling a little bit on what I'd use these for. I don't have big hands, but I have a normal size hand for a guy. And I thought the only one that might benefit from these might be my daughter with holding her bat in softball. She has small, thin, petite hands. Maybe the small ones would work for her. But I was struggling on really doing a good review for these because I'm not truthfully built for that small grip. I've always used the originals, the blue right there, and I have some ideas that I want to do with the extremes. But these came to mind. So I stuffed him in my sweatshirt one morning, took him to therapy with me, and all I can tell you is I'm not a doctor, I'm not a surgeon, I'm not a specialist, I am just an average everyday Joe. But I have Charcot-Marie-Tooth 1A, it's a form of hereditary neuropathy, I have 2 tears in my right shoulder's labrum, I have ulnar nerve entrapment in my right elbow, and my right arm itself is way down on speed and strength compared to my left. I am left-handed, but everything that goes wrong with this one, then I overcompensate and makes my left arm even that much stronger. But like I said, a little disclaimer, I do not know anything other than what works for me. I put these on, and you know, if you've ever been to physical therapy, there's no such thing as a 15-pound weight at physical therapy. They go from 2 to 10. You know, the idea is not to be a musclehead when you walk out of there. It's to gain range of motion and fix whatever issues that you might have. I clip these on. They're on 3s right now. We started with 2s, and I worked my way up to 5. I use these, and what I was noticing is, you know, when you're at the gym, you do 3 sets of 8 or 3 sets of 10, 12, whatever. But we were doing a couple of sets of 20, 25, 30 because the weight was down so low. And what was happening is to get any type of stress and any type of feeling in my shoulder to do shoulder work, I was losing my hand. And I put these on, and it is as simple as no issues anymore. I don't know how that works or why that works. I do know that my therapist and we talked quite a bit about it, and there could be, you know, all kinds of different nerve entrapments on the ulnar nerve. I mean, that could be trapped anywhere. It could be enclosed or tight. I mean, it's infinite between different people. Evidently, somewhere along the line, my pressure on that nerve is affected during grip. During when I have my forearm contracted, my fist contracted, and it sends these 2 fingers off around Mars somewhere, and it takes me an hour to get them back. I used these. I continued, and I finished. I did about 5 more weeks of PT, and these right here absolutely saved my life, because to make one thing better, I was making another thing worse. And what happens is with hereditary neuropathy, when I say, or somebody that has it says, oh, you know, my fingers go numb, when they come back, they burn. They're useless. They cramp. They spasm. There's all kinds of issues. It's, you know, I wish it was something as simple as, you know, when somebody's foot falls asleep, you walk it off and your foot's good for the rest of the day. It usually isn't the case with neuropathy patients. It's when it does come back, they're on fire. It feels like somebody's hit them with a hammer. You can't use them. You can't bend them. And I was suffering. I was suffering bad. This grip, just expanding the grip, made an absolute world of difference for me and the elbow and the shoulder. And I'm happy to say that I meet with my surgeon sometime next week about having the shoulder looked at for the second time to see if we're going to operate. And if he was to ask my opinion, I'm probably 70% better than I was. And I've taken all the exercises that my therapist and I have gone through, and my bands and all that, and I do it at home now. And it's working for me. And I think not only am I going to save not opening up the shoulder, I'm gonna save a ton of money. So other than that, I wish I had more to say. Oh, I made your forearms these monster forearms, or it made my grip twice as strong. I think I'm going to see the strength difference back when I get back to the gym with my originals and my extremes. But I never would have thought of the 1 series, the thinner series, to do what I was doing. I think I just happened to fall into a routine that the light bulb went on, and I said, you know, I think this might work for me. So, like I said in the original video, that I was going to really focus on doing these reviews towards us with neuropathy and muscular dystrophy. And it works for me. It really does. I notice a difference in my left arm. I don't have the entrapment in my left elbow, but I do have the weakness in the shaking and the tingling in the left hand. And it doesn't go away. I wish it would. There's no magic pill that's going to make my neuropathy go away. But my hand feels better. It's not as sore. And like I said, my soreness can come from being numb for a minute. If my hand goes tingly, numb, once I get it back, I could be sore for the rest of the day. And I don't get it. I don't get it with the Fat Gripz One Series. So I really think that from my standpoint, my point of view, my angle, my bridge to the CMT and muscular dystrophy, I think that this is a big-time success. I'm going to put a link on where you can get them, how you can reach out to them. I'm going to put a little few paragraphs together to put up top and down below. I'm going to put the video in the middle. But so far, my first review for the Fat Gripz, and to be honest with you, I was really, like I said, I was really struggling on what I was going to do and how I was going to do it, because I said, the size of my hand, I'm not going to get any strength from that. But having said that, none of my videos and none of my reviews for these are to make anybody a musclehead. We have CMT, we have neuropathy, we have muscular dystrophy. We're trying to maintain, we're trying to, keep what we have. If we build any on top of what we have, it is literally icing on the cake. But we're just trying to save our cake. So I love them. And like I said, the other one is on the other 3-pound weight. And it's a little humbling because I used to bench 300 pounds and I used to think I was a tough guy. So it's a little humbling to use the 3s and the 5s, but it's got my shoulder back. It doesn't bother my hands anymore. And at 41 years old, instead of being a musclehead, I'm more concerned about prolonging my fatherhood. I want to be able to throw balls with my boy and be a coach to my t-ball team. And these were kind of a little bit of a godsend. I'm glad he sent them. Cameron, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you guys up to Fat Gripz. I'm going to continue using them. And I'll continue to do another review. We'll do another review on these maybe in 6 months or so. But in the meantime, look forward to my originals. Look forward to my extreme. I got real good ideas for those. Depending on my shoulder, I might have to get a couple of my muscle guys to help me with that, because my shoulder will give out before, and I don't want to make it worse. I've got responsibilities, and so. But on the Fat Gripz One, I'm going A+. A+ on those. I'll put a link on where you can get them, how you can get them, and we look forward for doing the other 2 sets. And these are pretty much permanently fixed on my monster 3-pound weights that I keep down in my gym downstairs. And I'm good to go. I'm a happy man so far. So I hope you all are doing well. Remember, you are only as bad as you think you are. Be nice to each other. Be kind to each other. Hold the door open for your elders, for the women. Teach your kids how to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Teach them manners. Just be old-fashioned for once. Everybody, I love you. Kevin, stickers on the window.